September 9th, 2020. That's the day that the sky turned orange. It was a day that was unreal for most people. It was terrifying. It was dreamlike, and it's something that is likely to happen again and again and again. In case you haven't been keeping up or are simply just ignoring the entire western side of the United States, everything is on fire. Like, everything. Seriously. In the past 2 months alone, over 2 million acres of forest have just been completely burned. And if you don't like acres, think of it this way. It's roughly equal to about 3,000 square miles, or the entire states of Rhode Island and Delaware combined. Or, if you want to put it in a little more local terms, 64 times the size of San Francisco. So how exactly did we go from this in 2016 to this? Well, let's back up a little bit. So about a month ago, the Bay Area was in the middle of a huge heat wave, and then, surprise, thunderstorm. And not just any thunderstorm, this one brought a lot of lightning with it. You probably saw some photos on social media, just dramatic images of San Francisco landmarks illuminated by these electrified bolts. Everyone had their favorite lightning strike photo. I mean, yes, it was a dazzling display of Mother Nature, but it just seemed a little bit odd to be glamorizing it. And that's because, unbeknown to most of us, these lightning strikes were causing a ton of problems. There were over 11,000 bolts of lightning that hit the ground during that storm, and overnight it caused fires in 6 different counties. It only took a couple of days for them to grow, and then it got big, and then we found more fires. We had fires burning in Vacaville, Mendocino, San Luis Obispo, the Sierra foothills, Marin, and possibly dozens and dozens of other counties. It took less than a week for everyone to realize that fire season is already here, and it's going to be much, much worse. It did get a little smoky here in the city, but it was tolerable for a while. But following some record-breaking temperatures during Labor Day weekend, all the smoke that was inland started getting pushed towards the coast. Then, as usually happens after a nice San Francisco heat wave, the fog rolled in, and it wedged the marine layer in between us and the smoke, blocking out the sun and turning the sky a deep, dark orange. I mean, it was disorienting, to say the least, and it felt like we were all lucid dreaming in a collective nightmare. Now, I didn't have the courage to venture outside that day, but these photos that you see were actually taken by my friend Kurt, who was kind enough to let me use them for this video, so follow him on Instagram and on YouTube. Go do that. Okay, so why orange? I mean, yeah, we like the Giants, but not that much. So this actually has a lot to do with how the light from the sun interacts with the smoke particles. Now, we all know Rayleigh's scattering, right? No? It's okay, I just looked it up too, but it's basically what causes our sky to be blue. When the light hits a particle in the air, whether it's air, whether it's pollution, whether it's, a cloud, it will scatter that light in all directions. So when the sun shines through the atmosphere, the blue and purple lights, because of their shorter wavelengths, get scattered way more frequently, causing that blue sky that we all know and love. But let's say that instead of a nice, healthy, clean atmosphere, we have a dirty, nasty, smoky atmosphere instead. Now, technically, we still have light coming through and getting scattered, but the smoke particles are actually much bigger than the regular air molecules. The smoke ends up blocking a lot of the smaller wavelengths, and the light gets scattered instead through the bigger, slower wavelengths. But the most important thing that caused our Martian nightmare that morning? The fact that it was morning. When light has to pass through more of our atmosphere, such as during a sunset, the blues get scattered to hell, and by the time the light reaches us, all we see are reds and oranges. So when the sun had to get through all that smoke at an angle, it basically turned our world into a scene from the latest Blade Runner movie. I think the question of whether or not the big scary orange sky is dangerous is a little tough, because of course it looks like hell on earth, how can it not be dangerous? But if you went outside, there actually wasn't really a strong scent of smoke, but that doesn't exactly mean it's safe. In fact, just a couple of days ago, we officially had the worst air quality on record. We are currently worst in the world, San Francisco, congratulations. And we had a sustained air quality index rating of over 200, deemed unhealthy by the National Weather Service. So now what? I don't know. There's not a whole lot any of us can do at this point, aside from staying indoors, buying an air purifier, and waiting for this thing to literally blow over. Personally, my biggest concern is the safety of everyone. Going outside right now seems like a bad idea, but when I look at what's out there, I just can't help myself. So in case you didn't know, I care for a small flock of foster pigeons, and they stay in my aviary outside. They seem to be fine, you know, there are no visible signs of them looking sick, but if I can hardly spend a few minutes outside without my nose getting irritated, I can't imagine what they're going through. So what I did was I decided to bring some of them inside, one at a time, to do something, anything that might give them some relief from the smoke. I don't know if it's working. I don't know if they like it or if they're just now more annoyed at me disturbing their nesting period. But I'd like to believe that they're at least a little safer because of it. And really that's all I can hope for anyone at this point in time, that no matter what, you always remember to protect the people and animals that matter most to you. So that's what I'm doing for them. I hope this video was a good explainer about the fires and about the current situation of what's going on in San Francisco and the greater Bay Area and how we're all trying to cope with it. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys at the next spot.